Celebrating after today's win, Coach, the largest margin of victory in Kennesaw State history. The last one was 62 points. Tonight, you won by 76 points. What does that mean to you?
I mean, we just played the right way.
Right now, he has the 5th best odds to win the Heisman, and usually you're talking about those top 5 guys. Just look at his performance against Texas last weekend. He had 4 touchdown passes and 1 rushing touchdown. He also leads all SEC quarterbacks with 8 rushing touchdowns. Now, this is a rematch of Week 6 when he defeated then number 3 Oregon in their home stadium. What has evolved about their team since then?
Well, I think all really good teams that have had success, they get better through repetition. Repetition's the mother of learning.
This is going to be a challenge for the Falcons. Like you said, prime time tonight, Monday night in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, the second to last game of the regular season for the Falcons and the last game of 2025 as December is wrapping up. It's going to be a challenge as the Rams are currently sitting at 11-4, third in the NFC West, just 1 game behind the 49ers, but the Rams still have a 19% chance to win the division. That's how tight of a race it is and to get that number 1 seed. I want to bring up Game 4 of the NLCS against Milwaukee Brewers. Shohei Ohtani pitched 6 shutout innings, struck out 10, and then he hit 3 home runs. Like, what other player do you know is going to be able to do that? And let's talk about the offense led by the Heisman Trophy winner Fernando Mendoza, just showing why he won that award. 17 for 20, 5 touchdowns. What did you think about his showing tonight? I mean, Tulane was supposed to be the best Group of 5 team, and they were defeated by Ole Miss by 31 points. I'm pretty sure most of us probably turned off those games on Saturday once it kind of looked like we knew who the winner was going to be. I'm so excited to be looking through happy tweets this week, and there were so many good ones, starting off with what the Falcons were wearing in their win, those throwback uniforms with the red helmets, the Buccaneers also in their throwback uniforms. And look at this record, 15-3 now in these helmets since 2009. Yeah, Russ, I stayed up watching that Miami game, and obviously I'm assuming a bunch of Atlanta fans were happy to see former UGA quarterback Carson Beck punch his ticket to the championship. Well, this here behind me is a look at head coach Raheem Morris, or former head coach Raheem Morris, walking off the field at Mercedes-Benz Stadium for the final time, as both he and general manager Terry Fontenot were relieved of their duties this evening. Well, let's give a little bit of context to this, because obviously they were shut out by the Panthers 30-0 on the road this past Sunday, and they did make a few changes since then. They let go of their wide receivers coach Ike Hilliard, and they're also moving Zach Robinson, offensive coordinator, from the booth down to the sideline. So they are already putting some things in motion. Kirk Cousins did also come in the fourth quarter, and no, there is not a quarterback competition here in Atlanta. They're sticking with Michael Penix Jr. He was 18 for 36 on Sunday, threw 2 interceptions, one of them a pick 6. So just has some things to work through. Even though they won against the Vikings in week 2, Parker Romo went 5 for 5 in field goals, so he accounted for a lot of the points in that game. The offensive struggles were still there. It's the first game of conference play for both of these teams, and earlier this week I asked both head coaches, is there more pressure in the locker room or a different sort of conversation being had because it's the opening of conference play? And both head coaches surprisingly said no. KSU head coach Jerry Mack said each game has the same type of importance. They want to play to be the best version of Kennesaw State. And for head coach of MTSU Blue Raiders Derek Mason said he feels like the conversation about pressure has already been had. He just wants his team to play a little bit more complete football, play all 4 quarters to the best of their ability, and just execute. The Falcons fell 31-13 to the Cowboys in their final preseason game on Friday, but that score paled in comparison to the bigger picture. This was really the last audition for guys before the roster is cut down to 53 players on Tuesday at 4 p.m. So who made the most of their final chance to impress? Huge interception by Five Hamilton right before half. What are you liking from your defense in this game?
I like the way I continue to see these guys grow.
21 of your 24 points scored in the first quarter. How did your defense just keep you in this game?
Man, that's a compliment to the coaching staff and those players on the grass.
They're not going to make the postseason, even though they won 10 in a row. But I do think it shows the promise and potential for this team in 2026. I mean, you're going to hopefully have a healthy Spencer Strider. You got someone that looks like a frontline starter in Hurston Waldrop. You also have some guys who had really strong ends to the season in Matt Olson and Michael Harris II. So I think there's a lot of potential for this team in 2026. I also want to bring up the question, do we think Brian Snicker will be at the helm as manager next year? He's going to be turning 70 years old next month, one of the older managers in the ball game, and he's kind of hinted like, am I going to be back? I don't think I'm ready to give it up. So something else to watch for the Braves moving forward. Game Little probably also also has just so much more confidence right now.
Totally.
I mean, when he goes up for a 45-yard run, he's going to be like,
Easy
no
money.
big deal.
Easy money.
Yeah, Kyle Tucker does have the record for 66 yards set back in 2021. So unfortunately, because it's a preseason, this one does not count for the record books. I have confidence in him. That's what Michael Penix Jr. said about Elijah Wilkinson getting the start Sunday at right tackle. With Caleb McGarry out for the rest of the season with an injury, Wilkinson will be the guy responsible for protecting QB1's blind side. Well, the Falcons made a statement with a touchdown in their opening drive against the Buccaneers, but failed to perform in their last moment under the lights. Kicker Younghoe Koo missing a game-tying field goal with moments left. Final score in this one, 23-20, leaving Atlanta with a few things to focus on before week 2. Hey guys, welcome into another edition of Chatty Birds. I'm Lexi Bowden with Rafael De Los Santos, and we had so much action from this weekend. A lot of tweets to go over clearly from the Falcons Twitter universe. And guess who taught him? None other than Michael Phelps. Can you imagine Michael Phelps trying to teach you how to swim? Like, that is so cool. Phelps is also a huge Ravens fan and Baltimore native. So fun day for all of them, and I'm just impressed. Like, you're never too old to learn how to do something new. This game is always huge, but UGA is undefeated 3-0 after they had their overtime win over Tennessee 2 weeks ago. Both teams are coming off a bye week, so we're going to see what happens. Ty Simpson has been phenomenal. 41 of 46 in passing over his last 2 games. Good for a 90% completion rate. They're also getting their running back Jam Miller back, but it is going to be in Athens. It's going to be a rowdy Bulldogs crowd, so I think UGA has a good shot at that win. Also, Georgia Tech is also undefeated. They are 4-0, and they're going to hit the road to take on Wake Forest, their first road ACC game of the season. As the Falcons get set to take on the Rams in primetime on Monday night, a couple of Atlanta coaches are reminded of a key stop during their careers. Head coach Raheem Morris and offensive coordinator Zach Robinson spent key years in Los Angeles.
Talked to Sean a lot, not this week.
Morris served as the Rams defensive coordinator from 2021 to 2023, winning a Super Bowl in his first season in LA.
4th and 1. Morris calling the defense.
Everybody's got an all-hands-on-deck mentality and what they can do to win, and we definitely mimicked and mocked a lot of things that they do, and want to continue to do that, and it's done the right way. And being a part of it is a lot of fun. That we not me mentality is real, and I love it.
But the Rams now running down to celebrate with a defensive play.
Now in Atlanta, Morris says it's about blending what he learned in LA with building something new with the Falcons.
You steal what you steal from the Rams, and you move on and you form your own identity, and you form your own stuff within your own building. But it takes time to do those things with everybody, all hands on deck.
Morris overlapped with Falcons offensive coordinator Zach Robinson during their time with the Rams. Robinson began his coaching career there in 2019, spending time in various roles until 2023.
If you look at that building, it's an incredible culture set by Sean, set by the leaders in each position in that building. It's a you know, the phrase that Sean always used, and it's so true. There's an urgency and an enjoyment as well. Urgency and enjoyment. So I think that's displayed every single day in that building. It's really cool to, you know, be fortunate to spend some time there.
The focus now is on preparing Atlanta for the challenge ahead. The Rams enter the matchup at 11-4, second in the NFC West. The Falcons will host them under the lights at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. In Flowery Branch, Lexi Bowden, Fox 5 Sports.